We have another special guest today. I am so excited because I know this amazing man, Luis Badillo, for a couple of years now, and it's a pleasure that we get to do this together. So, Luis has been in real estate for 17 plus years, and prior to real estate, he was in the general contracting business for over 16 years, and he's currently the commercial director for Keller Williams Premier Properties in Miami, Florida. Luis is married, had three kids, and recently became an abuelo, a grandfather. So, Luis, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about us with the myth and the truths and the frequently asked question in commercial real estate.
Well, thank you once again, Jose, for having me. It's a pleasure. Always good to do things with you. And yes, I am one proud grandpa. First time, and it's been a huge blessing. So anyways, thank you very much. Well, let's jump right into it. And I know that there's three myths, and I might have a bonus or two that I want to share with you. But myth number one, a lot of people talk about in investing in commercial real estate is too much money. This might be the biggest myth of all, that commercial investing requires large bankrolls to finance. While it is true, commercial properties do require large capital investment, there are several lenders and banks willing to finance your commercial and real estate investment. In addition, you also have private money lending, who can be more attracted to a commercial investment than a residential investment. Why? More profit potential, more stable recurring income, things of that nature. The key, as with any form of investing, and a tenet that should be at the top of any commercial real estate investing 101, is the importance of a professional presentation. You simply must present and convince other people financing your project that you have the skills, the experience, the drive to see the deal to a successful completion. Do that and show enough profit potential, and financing will be less of an issue than you think, no matter how complex the commercial property becomes. Let's go into myth number two, too much time. There is a tendency with investors approaching commercial real estate investing for the first time to believe that because a property increases in size or complexity, that it will exponentially increase the time required for management. It's important to remember that as an investor, your primary job is to find and complete deals and put in place systems to ensure a property is running smoothly. Your job is not to watch over the property all day or fix broken water pipes or burnt out neon signs that crop up. All the maintenance and renovation work can be and should be outsourced to a property manager or contractor. And finding tenants or buyers can easily be offloaded to a listing agent who specializes in commercial properties. The same principles of entrepreneurship and valuing what your time is worth and what you should spend time on that apply to residential investing also apply to commercial investing, just to a greater degree. Something that can be supercharged by reading some of the better commercial real estate investment books out there would be a plus. Let's go to myth number three, too much risk. Every business venture involves risk, and commercial real estate investment is no exception. The question is one of degree and whether that risk outweighs the potential reward. Let's say a residential property costs you $100,000 while a commercial property costs you $500,000. Does the commercial property represent a 500% higher risk? If you know what you're doing, probably not. There is no question some commercial properties are riskier than others to invest in. The risk level of a commercial property is determined by several important factors. For properties on a triple net lease, where the tenant is responsible for ongoing expenses, are less risky. Returns will be steady, however, the profit potential is not as high. Office properties, on the other hand, have higher risk and are more volatile. Remember, the more volatile a property is, the higher the risk and ultimately the profit. The key is to find a good balance between low risk and high profit that works for you. Having said that, let's jump into the 3 most frequently asked questions. And the first one is, what makes commercial real estate so different from residential real estate? Among many differences, the biggest is probably the due diligence period. For residential sales, this is usually a quick 30 to 45 days turnover with a quick inspection period, say 7-10 days, and then financing contingency. On the commercial side of things, the inspection period is more extensive and due diligence period can last months. A caveat to that to add is that you can also endure what is called a phase 1, a phase 2 of inspections, where it goes more in depth into land, soil, contamination, things of that nature. Frequently asked question number 2 is, what is a commercial real estate cap rate? Well, a cap rate, or better yet, known as a capitalization rate, is how your broker is going to determine the potential return on investment. Some call it short ROI on a property. And your broker can help you identify in what time frame can this return on your investment be projected over 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years. The third most frequently asked question that I get is, what is a CAM? Charges billed to tenants such as taxes, insurance, and common area maintenance are known as triple nets. You might see them as NNN, but that's what it consists of. The CAM is one of the charges that will be billed to the tenants in a triple net lease. Those are negotiable. However, in certain cases, they're not. I'm going to add a couple more, since I do have a couple of more minutes left, is what are the tenant improvements and who pays for them? Tenant improvements that are also known in the real estate world as TIs, TI for tenant improvements, are going to be improvements requested by the user of the property. This will, in most cases, require permitting, plans, construction. The tenant improvements are usually paid for by the tenant. However, in some circumstances, the landlord will credit some of the cost for the improvements. This can be negotiated. Very simple that how can I put an example, is a build out in which it's going to take 3, 4, 6 months. The tenant will secure the lease, give you 3, 4, 6 months of free rent. And those are some of the involvements from the landlord side. One more to add, as frequently asked questions, is, how do my brokers determine the sale price for my property? Well, your broker will consider many factors such as the location of the property you're built, the type of property, the size of the property, the zoning for the property. Your broker should be taking a market approach, which means they're looking at recent sales of other properties that match many of the characteristics of your commercial property to determine the sales price. Having said that, it's a beautiful segment in commercial real estate to go on ahead and focus on the different parts that it involves, but make sure that you always contact or seek a professional to help you. With that said, Jose, I want to thank you for the opportunity, and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Luis. So if you guys have more questions about commercial real estate, or you still have a myth and you want to hear the truth, Luis Badillo's information is right in front of you. Feel free to post your question. He can always go back and see the comments and the questions on this chat, and he will be happy to answer any question that you have in commercial real estate. Luis, once again, thank you for the opportunity to be part of our show today, and I hope you guys got to learn something today in regards to commercial real estate. Thank you so much.
Everyone. Thank you.